There is a second aspect. Disappearance of obstacles. This is the second inevitable result you will find if your practice was to be correct. In the beginning, we find many obstacles. We have a very busy routine of the day, and we have many appointments with our friends and officers, and sometimes we have tours often. So we have to break our routine many times. But if your practice were to be running in right direction, it establishes itself more and more with you, so that it will be there with you wherever you go. And this self-awareness will be there with you wherever you go. Previously, it was being disturbed whenever our friends visited, or whenever we had an appointment with anyone. So there is a break in the routine previously, and the break in the routine will be repaired gradually. Under no circumstances you will have a break of routine. This is what is called gaining mastery over your routine. For the first time, you are a master of your routine. Previously, you were a slave of your routine. Now you are a master of your routine. Previously, you were restless while doing your routine, to finish it somehow or other. Now you are pleasant in completing your routine. It is a pleasure to attend your routine now. Such a change occurs within a maximum period of 3 months after you start yoga practice. And with these two guidelines, understand if your practice is going in right lines or not. That is what Patanjali promises to us in the 29th aphorism of the first chapter. There are 4 chapters in all, and now we are in the end of the first chapter. So, if your procedure in uttering the sacred name of the Lord is correct, you will overcome all the obstacles. And then he gives us a few typical examples of obstacles. Obstacles exist in our mind, whereas in the environment there are only persons and things. What do you find in the environment? Either some persons or some furniture or some walls or some doors. Do you find some things called obstacles? Obstacles exist in the mind, not around us, and they will be removed. And the first obstacle Patanjali gives is disease. If you advise a friend to begin to practice yoga with you, immediately he feels that he can stop it after getting a cure of his disease. He says, I am having gastric ulcer and I am trying to cure this. After the treatment is complete and after health is established, I will begin to practice yoga. This is foolish. It is like a fellow thinking that he will go to the doctor after his sickness is cured. Suppose a fellow is sick. He is on the bed. Suppose he thinks, I am not able to move and I cannot go to the doctor. Then I will wait until this sickness is cured and then go to the doctor. That means he is an idiot. If he is lucky enough to have this sickness cured on the bed, he has no necessity to go to a doctor. So it is the occasion that requires a doctor. So if a person were to be sick, if he straight begins to practice yoga without any thought or consideration, then gradually his sickness recedes. Good habits are automatically engrafted in him. He begins to behave better with food and drink, work and rest and sex. He is already a master. So he knows that the practice of yoga can make him overcome his disease. And suppose a fellow is practicing yoga, in the middle he becomes sick. Suppose he is having temperature. The doctor says this is pulmonary double pneumonia. It makes no difference. Because what is required to practice yoga is very simple. He is not to take any drastic practices at all. So instead of stopping yoga to give respect to a disease, the fellow continues yoga and the disease recedes. This is the first obstacle Patanjali gives.